Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. Success does not consist in never making mistakes but in never making the same one a second time. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore all progress depends on the unreasonable man. As long as I have a want, I have a reason for living. Satisfaction is death. Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire, you will what you imagine, and at last you create what you will. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, make them. Some men see things as they are and ask why. Others dream things that never were and ask why not. People who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. The unconscious self is the real genius. Your breathing goes wrong the moment your conscious self meddles with it. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Write your sad times in sand. Write your good times in stone. We learn from experience that men never learn anything from experience. Do not do unto others as you would that they should do unto you. Their tastes may not be the same. Life is a first draft, with no rewrite. There are two tragedies in life. One is not to get your heart's desire. The other is to get it. Don't lose faith. Promise yourself that you will be a success story, and I promise you that all the forces of the universe will unite to come to your aid. You might not feel today or for a while, but the longer you wait, the bigger the prize. Choose silence of all virtues, for by it you hear other men's imperfections, and conceal your own. We have no more right to consume happiness without producing it than to consume wealth without producing it. The whole problem with the world is the fools and fanatics are always so sure of themselves, and wiser people are full of doubts. Life is not meant to be easy, my child, but take courage, it can be delightful. Beware of false knowledge, it is more dangerous than ignorance. Our lives are shaped not as much by our experiences as by our expectations. I know of only one duty, and that is to love. Yesterday is the past, tomorrow's the future, today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. A gentleman is one who puts more into the world than he takes out. Don't wait for the right opportunity, create it. Just do what must be done. This may not be happiness, but it is greatness. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Both optimists and pessimists contribute to society. The optimist invents the aeroplane, the pessimist the parachute. Only fools repeat the same things over and over, expecting to obtain different results. I learned long ago, never to wrestle with a pig. You get dirty, and besides, the pig likes it. Experience fails to teach where there is no desire to learn. The moment we want to believe something, we suddenly see all the arguments for it, and become blind to the arguments against it. Power does not corrupt men. Fools, however, if they get into a position of power, corrupt power. The person I miss most is the one I could have been. The possibilities are numerous once we decide to act and not react. A cigarette is a pinch of tobacco rolled in paper with fire at one end and a fool at the other. Take care to get what you like, or you will be forced to like what you get. The secret to success is to offend the greatest number of people. The things most people want to know about are usually none of their business. The best way to get your point across is to entertain. Alcohol is the anesthesia by which we endure the operation of life. He who can, does. He who cannot, teaches. Grain by grain, a loaf. Stone upon stone, a palace. The only way to avoid being miserable is not to have enough leisure to wonder whether you are happy or not. It is not enough to know what is good, you must be able to do it. Treat a friend as a person who may someday become your enemy. An enemy as a person who may someday become your friend. The greatest of evils and the worst of crimes is poverty. Better keep yourself clean and bright. You are the window through which you must see the world. If you begin by sacrificing yourself to those you love, you will end by hating those to whom you have sacrificed yourself. We are made wise not by the recollection of our past, but by the responsibility for our future. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die, for the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Remember that the progress of the world depends on your knowing better than your elders. It is the first duty of every man not to be poor. When I was young, I observed that 9 out of 10 things I did were failures. So I did 10 times more work. Make it a rule never to give a child a book you would not read yourself. We must always think about things, and we must think about things as they are, not as they are said to be. Life is no brief candle to me. It is a sort of splendid torch which I have got hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. When the master has come to do everything through the slave becomes the master, since he cannot live without him. The sound body is the product of the sound mind. Happy is the man who can make a living by his hobby. Liberty means responsibility. That is why most men dread it. A man who loses his money gains at the least experience, and sometimes, something better. I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community, and as long as I live it is my privilege to do for it whatever I can. Lack of money is the root of all evil. To be a champion you must live like one. A woman always chooses a man who chose a different woman. Doing what needs to be done may not make you happy, but it will make you great. Common people do not pray, they only beg.